So yes, we just released our album, Krampus Get in Our Sack, on Bandcamp.
In my sack.
Oh, Krampus Get in My Sack. And I mean, we can, if you want, we can give you the URL to post a little bit later. But we're the Courtesan and the Cabin Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I shared the link in the chat to the Facebook
yes,
page.
the Courtesan The Cabin Boy.bandcamp.com. Yeah, it's the Courtesan The Cabin Boy. If you look just Courtesan Cabin Boy, you're like, I can't find this.
There's a reason why you're the managing director and I'm the artistic coordinator.
Indeed.
You gotta know your role.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I could just mention, with Suzanne and Ordo, that's basically how we met.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
No, not in my sack. No. Although we did end up in. Never mind. Politically correct. But again, a lot of the events and appearances that I've done over the past few months. I did the Arts in the Dark parade downtown Chicago with a lot of artists, and that was really cool. Right downstate
there.
and so forth. Some of the photos on my website and so forth and Facebook have been taken by the photographers there. I always mention credits where credits are due. And we did Haunted Halstead.
Yes, that's how we actually met.
That's how we met.
Yeah, it was the end of the parade.
Yeah, myself,
and,
my wife and myself, we get there. We signed up because, Krampus does, need financing on occasion. So we signed up because, hey, you could win $500. Okay, great. So how many Krampus could there possibly be? So we get there and the person at the check-in tent is like, yeah, we already turned in the clipboard. I'm like, oh, that kind of stinks. So I says, let's just blend in. Let's just blend in. We're just going to walk down anyway. So we just kind of milled in with the crowd and we started walking down the street and did the parade. And a lot of people recognized us, obviously. We get to the end of the parade and my wife's like, okay, let's go. We're going down the street. Okay, we're not too far from the car. We're walking down and I hear Krampus. Krampus. I'm like, okay, seriously? Krampus. And here Suzanne comes, I've been looking for a Krampus. I've been looking for a Krampus. I says, tell me more. And the rest is history. So it was a great opportunity. And I'm so glad we were there because this has just been a huge partnership. I'm so happy, so glad. And listening to their songs, the music, it's great. And everybody I mentioned to wants in. They're like, oh, I got to find out who they are. I got to get it. I got to get this. I got to get this. This is so cool. So from one artist to an artistic duo, hats off to you, or masks off to you. So.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing because we had, we recorded the majority of these tracks last year. We finished recording our tracks the end of August, and our producer, Aaron Ackerson, DJ Aaron Ackerson, he made everything sound amazing. What you heard just now is, what we typically do when we perform live. It's two voices, a mandolin and a violin, maybe on a good day, an egg shaker. But that's what we can do by ourselves.
Now, what Aaron did for us is we just asked him because we knew he does recording sessions with other groups. And so,
he records his own music as well.
Yes. He's also on Bandcamp. But when we asked him, like, hey, if you want to help us fill out the tracks or, lay down some rhythm or what have you, fill it out. Like, we asked him, like, we want this to be lush. We want it to be, like, for when there's a song that
as close to the originals as possible.
Unless there was a stylistic change that we wanted for. Yeah. And so one of the songs that we did, Krampus, 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 which is a parody of
I Have a Little Dreidel.
And so, like, again, just me and Suzanne singing, her on mandolin, but then, like, he's got a whole klezmer band in there, and like there's a clarinet in the background. You'd swear it was real, but no, that's him with a MIDI track, and it sounds almost like a real clarinet. Mm-hmm. And so all of the stuff that he added to all the backing tracks to all of our songs that he added, it just turned comedy gold into comedy platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is as much his album as it is ours.
Yeah.
And it really does sound like any Christmas album you might buy. It's just about a Krampus. Like it's got a really good sound to it.
That's
It's
what we're
great.
going for.
It's great. Everybody I've had listened to, because I've been telling people in my daily life, oh, I'm, talking about Krampus and the Krampus album, and every song I play for them, they smile and they really enjoy it, and I just had to share that with you guys.
Oh, thank you. And actually, that's kind of the point of what we do, period. It's like our musical mission is to explore fun through music. That's it. That's our mission statement, tagline, the whole enchilada right there.
It's pretty broad, but it makes it easy for open interpretation.
Yes.
As long as we're having fun, we're doing it right.
Exactly. And a lot of this started just because I know Andy was talking about being in Milwaukee and how they've got a big Krampus presence there. A couple of friends of mine who I used to work with at the Bristol Renaissance Fair, they host a Krampus Nacht party and parade about every other year. And I had actually gotten an invitation to Ron and Susan Scott Fry's Krampus celebration. And while we were doing the Krampus parade around historic Brewer Hill neighborhood, where they literally have to warn the neighbors and warn the cops that there's going to be a bunch of people out in costume ringing, clanging bells. There might be fire. Stuff like that.
There might be fire.
Child abductions.
Yes. Walking around, bring out your children, things like that. Myself and another girl who I had performed with back when I was performing at the Bristol Renaissance Fair, Jill Fredrickson. She and I were walking together for the parade and just on the fly started making up lyrics to traditional Christmas carols like, "Oh, Krampus Nacht, the stars are brightly shining." And we kind of look at each other. "Now is the hour to take children away." Yeah, that works. Okay. So we're just wandering around the block, being obnoxious and just using our improv skill back and forth, making up lyrics and kind of singing a song like we planned it, which we did not. But we had so much fun doing that. It inspired me to actually create Krampus carols when the next Krampus Nacht celebration was coming around.
And so by then, Suzanne and I had started seeing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had, half a dozen songs written.
About 7 songs.
And part of the Krampus Nacht tradition is the Krampus and St. Nicholas tradition is, you take your shoe and you stuff it with candy, little toys and goodies, kind of like stocking stuff.
Yeah, everybody puts their shoe out by the tree, and then you also bring little things to put into everybody's shoe.
And, that's where the tradition of stockings originates from.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we did is we made little Krampus carol books, and we stuffed those into the shoes, and we had a whole big Krampus sing-along.
Mm-hmm.
And during the parade, we led a whole sing-along around the block.
Yeah.
And then from there, we thought, we've got enough here for half an album. We just need to write 6 or 7 songs more. And, it's easy to make parody music to Christmas music. And that's basically where our album started.
Yeah. And the ideas keep coming. We actually have probably at least another solid between 5 to 7 songs in the hopper, in process. Different stages of the creative process. Some are fully written, some we just started. Many to tunes you would recognize as holiday favorites. So
what is the future of the Courtesan and the Cabin Boy? Is that more Krampus songs, or do you branch out to other topics?
Most of what we do is we perform at Renaissance fairs. We perform at
or at sci-fi conventions.
Yeah, at science fiction conventions.
Yeah.
But again, our mission statement: having fun through music. Actually, the parade, the Halloween parade that we marched in, where we met Andy, we were spitting fire. We were actually also fire performers.
Yeah, we weren't singing for that. Well, I was singing because I was playing. I was doing my fire fans and singing Whatever Lola Wants from Damn Yankees.
It's hot.
Literally. Hot.
I mean, our primary bailiwick is performing at Renaissance fairs, but we're actually also getting into other stage performing. Like one of the things that we've been trying to get into, plenty of Irish pubs in the Chicagoland area. We know plenty of Irish drinking songs.
Yeah.
Those also come in handy at Renaissance fairs. But then, during the winter, there really isn't much call for Ren Fair stuff because it's the middle of winter. So that's what we actually have our Chicago Street Performers licenses. And when we got them 2 years ago, we were at City Hall, right next to Daily Plaza, where the Chris Crindle Mart is. And so we got our performer licenses, and 10 minutes later, we were out
in Daily Plaza.
And we just started playing Christmas carols and some of our Krampus carols. And it was the perfect night, and we made like $40 in an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what it really is for us, is that we just want to have the ability to perform. Whether we're doing serious music or we're doing other parodies that we've written, because we've written parodies to things other than holiday music as well. But for us, it's really a matter of being able to say, hey, this kind of like makes me go, woo, let's do this. And that's what we do. We purposefully don't try and stick ourselves in a box because we wouldn't want to stay in that box anyway.
I like that.
The things that we can't do at a Renaissance fair, we pull out and do at a science fiction convention. Or, and then we just get experimental whenever we feel like performing in the street.
Yep. Yeah.
That's very cool.
So the future of the Courtesan and the Cabin Boy, continue doing what we're doing, continue expanding the types of performances that we do. And it's like, if you're asking long-term goals, it's like we both have day jobs because, got to fund the rock and roll lifestyle somehow. And the ideal is to retire so that we can actually work the Ren Fair circuit on a regular basis.
And make money just doing music.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the dream, but everybody knows the arts don't really pay. Yeah. So unfortunately, I like having a roof over my head and things like health insurance. So until such time as we find, ways to like not have to worry about things like that, we'll still be doing the day job and evenings, weekends, and everything else in between wherever we can.
Yeah, the run fairs and the medieval stuff is fun, but running water is pretty sweet.
Right?
Yeah. Running hot water.
Yes. That's actually one of our requirements when we're booked into a show. They're like, hey, so what do you need? It's like, well, okay, we have our day rate, plus we need to have travel expenses. Yeah, and as long as we have a place to stay that has hot running water, we're fine.
Most places oh yeah, it's you can just stay on our campgrounds for free. I'm like, no.
It's like, yeah, I don't know if you've seen the pictures of me when I'm all done up in my Renaissance fair garb and the full makeup and everything. Yeah. Small woodland creatures do not make that happen in the morning.
You need to have a bathroom.
Hot running water does make that happen.
I mean, well, I could probably handle the rustic camping. This doesn't happen unless there's technology involved.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, we're always willing to work with people too. So it's not like we need to be put up at the Ritz. We've brought our own air mattress, blown it up. And the last place that we wound up staying was actually in a lesbian Wiccan temple.
Wow, that's interesting. Did they have hot running water?
Yes, they had hot running water with lovely sapphic tiles all over the bathroom.
There was what now?
With lovely sapphic tiles all over the bathroom.